Since the start of the year, there has been a clear change in direction when it comes to Legends Limited units. Although good on release, they seem to have taken a complete backseat to Ultra units. This is apparent when you look at which units are dominating the game currently. Ultra Gogeta Blue, Ultra Hit, Ultra Goku Black, Ultra Kid Buu. It's obvious that this is how they want the hierarchy of units to be. But is this really the right way to move forward? And are you guys okay with the game moving towards this direction? If you actually take a look at all the LF units that we've gotten in 2023, started off with LF MVP 17. And although he was very good, he was never meant to be a super oppressive unit, right? He's always meant to be that guy you have on the team that completely supports the rest of the team, and he can pop off in certain instances as well. In that aspect, they did a really good job with his design, and honestly, getting units like that for multiple different teams can be actually very good. But if we just look past that, for example, the next one, we got Revival Goku. Revival Goku being a very highly anticipated unit, especially for this transformation into UI Sign. His release wasn't really accepted as a very good one. People were definitely disappointed, or I guess underwhelmed with him. Although a very solid unit, many people had him in the top 10. Many people were also quite disappointed and underwhelmed with him, simply because of course he was a hype unit, but he didn't really hit the mark in terms of really strong unit, right? And this has obviously changed a bit with recent releases since his teams have been buffed, which means his value has increased as well. So stuff like that can definitely happen, especially when units are not that great on release and they just age better as their teams get buffed. Since this is a PvP team-based game, units value increase as their team values increase as well, right? Then we go over to the tag Z-Bros, or tag Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. We had Ultra Rose that dropped right before them, so this was another LF unit, and this was an even bigger disappointment for many people, especially because he was quite hyped up to be a really good unit on release, but then quickly, and I mean quickly, aged out, basically not being used that much anymore. Now, obviously, these units are still very usable, very good actually, but when you actually compare them to the rest of the game, it's really hard to use these units in high-ranking PvP when all you're facing are these Ultra units that just completely decimate everyone, that don't really have that much of a skill gap between them, and just allows you to do whatever you want if you're using them and your opponent doesn't use them. And this in return reduces the value of a lot of these LF units and further reduces their banner value as well. And it sucks because for the most part, LF banners are better than Ultra banners, but Ultra banners have those broken units. Like, Ultra banners for the most part have been actually dog shit. Like, the units are pretty much terrible other than the Ultra unit, and so it's not really worth your CC. But the thing is, if you manage to pull that Ultra unit, then you're gonna be set for PvP at a very high rank as well. But on the flip side, for LF banners, most of the time their banners are pretty decent, but then the LF units itself are not up to par with the best units in the game. And then finally we come over to the anniversary banner, 5th anniversary banner, which actually introduced one of the best banners we've seen in a long time. And then the main unit, Goku and Frieza, are still, for the most part, not really considered the best unit in the game. Whereas if you look at past anniversary, 1st anniversary Super Vegeta, best unit in the game. 2nd anniversary Vegeta Blue, best unit in the game. Now, 3rd anniversary was kind of an anomaly because we were in a Zenkai meta, so the anniversary headlining units were quite underwhelming. But then this was completely destroyed with the part 2 banners of Revival Gohan, who ended up being the best unit in the game as well. They still continued that same trend of having the best unit in the game for his anniversary units, right? Then we come to the 4th anniversary, which many people consider one of the worst anniversaries. Despite being one of the worst anniversaries, the LF units were still very good on release. MUI Goku was a top 2 unit. Some could even argue he was the best unit in the game. Dragon Fist Goku dropped, and he was a top 5 unit in the game, but he, of course, we all know how badly he aged. USV, an Ultra unit, came in and became the best unit in the game. The anniversary kind of continued the trend of having really good, very good unit, pretty much the best unit in the game on the celebration itself, right? Then we move forward. Ultra units were still good at the time. Like, they were still the best units in the game, but you had LF units that are still competing for that spot, right? Move forward. Cooler dropped, and he was the best unit in the game for a very short period of time. And then Beast Gohan dropped and completely destroyed the whole game, becoming the best unit for quite a while. And then we got Ultra Gogeta Blue. And I do think Ultra Gogeta Blue was kind of the start of this very heavy focus on Ultra units being the best unit in the game. Now, obviously, we had, USG. They're back during Legends Festival 2021, and then Kalk and Goku who dropped, and they were very good, but they never introduced a very ultra focused meta, and the LF units that dropped around them were still competing at a certain degree, right? But this also has something to do with Ultra units being dropped more frequently. By the time we hit the 5th anniversary, we had 4 new Ultra units in the meta, whereas last year we only had 2. So it's definitely obvious that they were dropping more Ultra units, which further makes it so that Ultra units are a tier above the rest of the game, right? Many people aren't quite happy with this because this makes it so you're forced to summon on Ultra banners so that you get units that can actually compete at higher ranking PvP. But for the most part, it's really not worth it to summon on these banners because, like I mentioned, they're not really worth your CC because the banners are terrible. So we're kind of stuck in this predicament where the best units are on the worst banner and the quote-unquote worst units are on the better banner, and it's just really split in between, right? And this is most likely going to continue even during this anniversary. We just got Go Frieza, like I said, that are not really the best unit in the game, but they're still very good. Then we're going to get our part 2 LF as well, which I'm assuming is going to be a part 2 LF, and I can bet you that they're not going to be better than any of the 4 Ultras. Like, I would be willing to bet some serious money, unless it's a very, very hype unit, like, for example, Orange Piccolo, who is a very anticipated unit, and he has the potential to just straight up be a very good, arguably one of the top 3, top 2, whatever, depending on how good he is, right? But all of this is for nothing because part 3 is going to introduce an Ultra that's going to completely shit on the game once again, bringing back all the Ultras back. Because think about it, if the part 3 Ultra is actually going to be Ultra VB, which a lot of people think is going to be, he's going to be paired with Ultra Rose, he's going to be paired with Ultra Gogeta Blue, and this is once again going to bring all these Ultras that, you know, are kind of quote-unquote losing value. You know, a lot of people are saying Ultra Gogeta Blue is losing a bit of value. Well, guess what? He's going to drop, and he's going to bring Ultra Gogeta Blue back into the top 3, top 2, whatever the case may be. So this is what they're going to be doing with these celebrations. They're going to drop these 2 LF units. They're not going to be the best unit. They're going to be good. They're going to be great even. And they're just going to be overshadowed by the part 3 Ultra. I don't know how I feel about it. I guess I kind of like Ultra units because they're strong, but I also like LF units because they're cool. They have nice animations. At this point, LF units are just there for the animation because they're usually, for the most part, better looking aesthetically than Ultra units, with the exception of a few like Ultra Gogeta Blue, Ultra Rose. But this is clearly the direction that they want to go with, and it's only gonna get eventually worse with Ultra LFs eventually coming into the game. Probably not soon, but eventually. So that's gonna be a whole nother separate topic for sure. But definitely let me know what you guys think. Are you happy with how the game is moving? Are you happy that Ultra units are dominating the meta in PvP? I'm pretty sure most of you are not, but definitely let me know what you guys think about this. I think it's an interesting topic of discussion. I don't think they're gonna change the direction they're going with. I think it's clear that they want this to be the way they operate, but still let me know what you guys think about this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe because it's so important, so don't forget. Alright, have a great day. See ya.